Hello everyone, my name is Alisa Shadovic. I'm a computer science student at the University of Luxembourg and also the president of ANASEC, that's a student association for business and economic students. Here with me I have Jean-Paul.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Jean-Paul Darighetti. I'm a Master in Wealth Management student at the University of Luxembourg and the president of the Wealth Management Investment Club, another student association related to finance students.
Yes, together we are delighted to host this year's Fintech Recruits event, alongside our student colleagues, student entrepreneurs, and youth leaders, as well as company representatives. We are here to welcome you to Fintech Recruits, where the future of talent is found.
So, before we start exploring the world of fintech and AI shaping financial services and blockchain, where, by the way, you can participate in quizzes and win prizes and trainings worth up to 30,000 euros. We would like to introduce a few people with whom this event would have not even been possible. So let's start up with the CEO of the Luxembourg Financial House of Financial Technology of Luxembourg, Nazir Soubairi. Please, a big applause for everybody.
Hello, everyone. It's not. I don't think there's a single prize worth 30,000. Let's be clear about this. We're not that rich. Okay. Welcome. You know, we live in very interesting times right now. When you trace the development of civilization over our existence, it's generally accepted that the advancement of the human race has been defined by around 24 what are called general purpose technologies. These range from the obvious fire, the wheel, we have steam engines, and obviously the internet and computers. We are right now arguably at a critical pivot point with the advancements in AI that are fundamentally going to change the way we live and critically the way we work. And there's no containing it. The only technology, albeit that nearly all technologies did good ultimately for us, there's always been some negative side effects as well. I mean, people don't like their houses being set on fire, do they, right? And the only technology, general purpose technology, that's ever been able to be controlled and contained that has impacted us as humans is nuclear energy. And AI has already gone way beyond that. There's no going back now. This is going to propagate across the world and impact us all faster than any technology in the history of humankind. And we don't quite know the consequences of this. There's many, many positives. I use ChatGPT. I use the fact that I can ask ChatGPT how to connect its own API into my tools and apps on my computer is just astounding to me. I don't need to code anymore. And we're only beginning to scratch the surface of the productivity enhancements this will deliver. And what's been interesting in the history of, let's call technology or massive advents of technology, times of automation, and we've had industrial revolutions over the past 200-300 years. In every case of industrial revolution, of massive scale automation, the data shows that there is a little bit of a wobble in terms of jobs, usually in the immediate aftermath of the introduction of a new technology, that ultimately every single industry on this planet ends up employing more people. We just do different things, right? The obvious one, printing press, right? Another general purpose technology. You know, maybe some of you are too young for this, but 30, 40 years ago, when you printed a newspaper, there'd be a typesetter. Somebody's job it was to go and set up the typography to print the newspaper or the book or whatever out. We don't need that anymore in the advent of printing, digital printing, and word processing, but those same people arguably have morphed into what are called graphical designers now, right? So you have shifts in the kind of roles we do. Technology has generally automated tasks as opposed to automated humans. But AI could be very different to that, because every other technology has ultimately led to new jobs and new roles being created as a result of that technology. But in the case of AI, it could be that AI in itself can fulfill those new jobs and new technologies. Don't mean to scare anyone, sorry. But the world of work is going to fundamentally change, and as a result, the skills that will be required are going to change. I still personally find it astounding that coding, and maybe it's too late for that now, given that AI can code for you, but coding and technology is not a core language skill at schooling, and that you develop it as you would French and German or any other language in today's world. But without any question, and by definition, the world of the future is totally digital. You guys, as millennials, Generation Z, have been brought up with smartphones in your hands. I remember when my now 18-year-old son, when he was 6 years old, just automatically went up, I said, switch off the television, and he went up to the television and started pressing the screen, because that's the world you're brought up in. Multitasking, multi-focus, and totally and utterly digital. Finance as a sector has kept up, but is still lagging if you compare the innovation in financial services from the level of how technology and digital in particular has impacted financial services. It's been lip service to some degree. I classify innovation occurring at 4 levels. At the bottom level, you have process, you have product, business model innovation, and changing the basis of competition, changing industry. And generally speaking, the returns that you can acquire as a result of that level of innovation go up the further up the scale you go. And in financial services in general, we've seen still very low-lying innovation, process and product. But that can't hold for too much longer, not in this world of AI, not in this world of the combination of technologies, AI, blockchain, big data. All of these things combined are going to fundamentally change the way financial services work. And so you all being here today, talking to these innovators that are standing outside, listening to people talking about the evolution and the future of financial services and how technology is going to play a big part, you're on the right step, right? Because it's not going to look the same in 10 years. Now, I had to give a speech last year on Financial Services 2030, and this was just before the whole big AI ChatGPT hype began. And I started by my speech like saying the financial services in 2030 will look exactly like it does now and like it did 10 years ago. But I don't think that anymore. It's going to change. And for you to be open-minded, to grasp those opportunities, to look at where the future lies with the innovators that are here today, with the technologists, with the people that are looking to drive change and that have that mindset to drive change. And that is going to be critical for all of you, having that mindset to make change happen for the better in financial services. You're on the right path. These are the future of financial services, these firms. The people here you're going to listen to will be telling you about all the ways that technology is going to evolve financial services. Notice how I've been avoiding the word disruption because I absolutely detest that word. It evolves and it's going to make a huge difference. So starting your careers, looking at careers and examining where you can enter this world, quite honestly, it's a little bit more excited than sitting around with an Excel spreadsheet in most cases as well. It's great that you're here. I think you're going to have a really great day. It's going to be a packed schedule. We've got some great speakers lined up for you. Please go and talk to the people outside who are here, eagerly anticipating your CVs and discussions. I hope you enjoy it. Thank you very much.
Dear Nasir Zuberi, for your introduction into the whole topic of today. It is very interesting to see also how you see it, as generations see it differently, as everyone has another fundamental and knowledge on it. Now I would like to continue to call the second person on stage. This person is a technologist and one of the leading contributors on fostering learning education in Luxembourg. We're exceptionally delighted to call on stage the General Manager of the DLH Digital Learning Hub, Dr. Serge Linkes. A big round of applause, please.
Thank you very much, Alisa, and also Jean-Paul for the nice words and introduction. I'm very, very much honored to have been invited again for opening this Fintech Recruits event. On behalf of the Ministry of Education, Youth and Children, I would like to welcome you all at this beautiful building, the Terouche building. That's also the house of the Digital Learning Hub. I have the honor to lead a team here in the house that is offering we offered over the last month 500 trainings. We trained more than 3,000 people in a lot of domains of IT, including, of course, fintech, blockchain technologies. We have business intelligence, data, cloud, cybersecurity, all that matters today. You all work a lot, maybe too much, because you have to adapt on this new world. And I'm very impressed about Nasir's speech, and I join him completely that the world is about to change and that AI is playing a key role in that. AI is nothing new, of course. It hypes since November with the appearance of this chatbot that we all use. However, AI exists for at least 60 years. The term AI actually was coined in 1968 by Marvin Minsky and existed even before. So I guess when you take trainings, when you work so hard, I hope that you have also some time left to spend with your family and friends and loved ones and take, for instance, a walk in nature, in the forest. I did it last Sunday. I was out at a beautiful place called Clemency here in Luxembourg, and I told myself, well, I've to take a short video for this FinTech event. To show them a little bit what AI can do today. So this was taken with my smartphone, and I just applied a certain tool that is available to you all, that's available on the internet. And you see that it works fine. It recognizes bicycle persons. You see the church. I guess we all agree this is not a truck, so there's some kind of mistake. So I'm very lucky that that system recognized me as a person. You see, it's a 92% chance that I'm a person, but I guess we all agree that the thing I carried in my hand is not a frisbee. So AI is pretty good, but maybe not perfect yet, at least for this tool. My question to you is how much lines of, let's say, Python code it took me to generate this motion picture? 0 from Nasir. Actually, you have a number in your mind. Maybe it joins up. It are 3 lines. Sorry, Nasir. Very close, but not exactly. It took me 3 lines to code it. So you see bold is the video I took with my phone, and I actually had just to enter the name of my video file. And to be very honest, I didn't code 0 lines because I copy-pasted from the internet, so eventually you are absolutely right. So this is a framework that exists for a long time already on the web. You input a video, and the output is exactly what you saw. You can, of course, fine-tune the system to do other things. For instance, the same framework is used by researchers. I don't understand the topic because it's out of my scope, but I guess it's about the depth of water when they try to measure or monitor the quality of water. It's the same framework fine-tuned to a certain application, and even the Flemish government used it to check who of the member of the parliament is using the phone while in session. And then I guess we all have in mind China and Skynet, the monitoring system, the surveillance system in China, which is way more elaborated, and they have millions of cameras all over their territory, and they detect immediately the patterns, the people, and even more advanced, they can find out who's that person. And for instance, when you cross the street by red, on the other side of the road, there's a screen with your name, with your picture, and you got a blame, and you get a negative score. So technology is there. Let's see how this is evolving here in Europe or in Luxembourg in particular. It's a lot of regulations that's coming up. New jobs will emerge, and I guess this is a hot topic at this conference. New jobs will emerge from this AI that impacts our society like this. This is a startup I found on the web, and there are youngsters who are creating clothes that make you kind of disappear. You will not get detected by the tool I just showed you at the beginning. So this makes you kind of invisible. Yeah, sounds pretty cool. You can make money. This is a new job, a new product that's going to appear. Well, what about software engineering? Just to take another example, I tried, I'm not sure, here it is. I tried ChatGPT and I asked the system to generate me the Python code of the computer game Snake. It's an exercise everyone who take a class in computer science needs to do. You don't need to worry about the code. But let's say you are in a first year computer science studies at university and your professor asks you to do this code. So you see the code there, you even see there are comments in the code, so it seems to be quite good piece of code. So now let's just try if it works. I paste it in an editor and let's play. Let's have a look if this Python code actually starts. Oh, it was too fast. Let's play again. And you see I control the green cursor, it works. So it's getting harder for professors to detect if you are the mother or the father of the code, if you cheated or not. And I guess this is for quite a lot of jobs that will get impacted to that. There's a new product, I'm not product placing here, but there's a new product appearing. It's called Copilot. It will combine your Office 365 applications, and it will simplify, I guess, a lot, because the tools will work together in a more autonomous way. You can organize a concert and automatically there will be new agenda requests, there will be mails, there will be flyers that will be created in a more or less autonomous way by Copilot. Copilot is tested in Luxembourg by a couple of companies, and what's already available is a Copilot for GitHub. And I was told by my coders that they can code 3 times faster because the system finds out when you start coding something and what you're about to code, and it generates you the reminding part of the code. Actually, according to Gartner, a lot of code in the near future, they mentioned 70%, will be done in this way, in an approach of low code or no code. What about resources, HR? I published this job opening from the Digital Learning Hub, and I found it now on GovJobs. GovJobs is the platform where all the public civil servant jobs are published. And this is an opening we have, so actually you can apply. We are looking for a person on this description, on this job description. And this is my public LinkedIn profile, and I wanted to find out if I match. So I asked Bart to take another chatbot, which is connected to the internet, unlike ChatGPT. So Bart from Google told me, well, you see that actually I just gave the websites. I gave the link, the URL of my LinkedIn profile, I gave the URL of the GovJobs post, and Bart told me that eventually I match that requirement. Wow, cool. So now I would like to apply, and I ask Bart to generate me a letter of application for this job. And again, I just indicate the URLs and even don't care about copy pasting the text. And now it's up to the HR people here in the house to tell me whether this letter is good or not. For me as a non-linguist, it's pretty cool. It's much better than I could have written it. And what's also cool with Bart and other chatbots, you can ask it to rhyme. I've not that slide here, but you can ask the system to rhyme it and it will rhyme it. So eventually HR people will use chatbots to generate jobs descriptions, and applicants will use chatbots to apply. So eventually there are computers talking together, and maybe, well, it's could also come back and say, let's talk together face to face and let's accept mistakes. But yeah, this is seems to join what Nazir said earlier. We cannot escape. Resistance is futile. AI is all over the place. Jobs will change, and we have to adapt. ChatGPT cannot do anything, everything. There are limits of AI, and I guess we, our species, has to find out what we are better than machines. For instance, you can also use a chatbot to ask if that text was generated by chatbot. So if HR people get a letter of application, just copy paste it into chat, and I ask ChatGPT if it created it, and very often it's a good answer. Here is an example I found from the CSSF, the monitoring entity of the Luxembourgish government for the financial sector, and recently they posted that they have now an AI put in place to supervise or to monitor the market and to detect frauds. So AI can be very helpful in these jobs, which are maybe also new jobs or changers, game changers for people working over there. And this is completely a personal list I came up with. These are for me new jobs. I guess in the near future we will hire people who are just doing prompting in chatbots. Creating good prompts is quite a craft, quite a hard job to do. Like the example to detect frauds, fake forensics experts are much needed. And we have a lot already today in data sciences, a lot of trainings, drone pilots, yeah, why not? And a lot of other specialities will appear in the near future based on AI. I guess jobs will change, and maybe the first affected by AI and the digital transformation are low-skilled jobs. However, we have a lot of people, and unfortunately an increasing number of people who drop out of school, and low-skilled jobs, we have less of them, but more and more people applying for these jobs. And this is a little bit what I'm afraid of. There might be a gap between people who can own, who can do studies, and people who have no access to follow the digital transformation. And I hope that all together we maybe can achieve on doing something for this kind of jobs that will change. This is my second last slide. I would like just to take the baker. A baker is a fabulous job. On the left-hand side, you see the classical baker who is doing a real craft by hand, a master in bakery. We will keep this kind of job. But maybe certain people will not be able to afford bread that costs a certain amount. And this is a picture I took at a bakery here in Luxembourg where there are more than 100 people working there with 5 bakers. Only 5 bakers because bread, you don't need a baker to do bread. It's machines that do all the stuff and people just are operating the machines. And this is actually a website from Jobfuturomat, a German website that they work together with the Employment Agency of Germany, and they monitor 6,000 jobs, and they have a dashboard where for every job you see how much of this job can, as of today, be done by a machine. And baker is a job that can be done 100% by a machine. So go to that website and check what happens with your job in the near future. So altogether, yes, AI and digital transformation impacts our jobs, and we have to adapt. Have a positive look at the future. There will be new chances, and let's keep in mind there are people who need our help to keep them on board. Again, thank you for coming here to this marvelous place, and again, I welcome you to this beautiful building. Thank you, Nazir. Thank you very much, Anthony, for the brilliant organization. I wish you a very fruitful day. Thank you very much for listening.
Thanks a lot, Serge. Next up, we'd like to call up on stage an award-winning serial entrepreneur. He worked at the innovation faculty of the MIT. He's an investor and he's a beloved mentor to over 70 university startups. Please, a big round of applause for the head of the university incubator, Dr. Pranjul Shah.
Thank you. So I think what remains for me to be done is please ChatGPT find a way to follow Nazir and Serge. So I had a completely different plan, but I just wanted to first of all take this opportunity to thank the organizers and all the speakers today, and Anthony, fantastic job again. So really happy that we are collaborating again year after year to make these events happen and dynamize the way we are actually supporting the future talent and actually bringing them to Luxembourg. I want to just quickly welcome you again to the campus, the University of Luxembourg. So not many people actually know that I was the first employee of the university on this campus. So when I came here, actually, in 2011, I started as the first employee here. The HR and the communication team had to come in from the center. And I'm like, okay, so where is everybody? And they said, oh, don't worry, they'll be here from next month on. So I had like a whole building to myself and two other colleagues who all started on the same time. And nothing of what you see out here, other than this red building and the Belval Plaza existed at that time. So practically I've seen the foundations of all the building in the last 10 years and lived through them, because it gets sometimes earthquakey here. But this has been a fascinating journey, and actually what's happening here is nothing less than transformational, because what the city has done is actually become very rapidly the main campus of the university. But it's not just a campus where the university thrives. We have building a whole ecosystem here with the digital learning hub. We have a lot of other universities and other ecosystem players within the university campus. And this whole idea of turning an industrial wasteland into one of the largest reconversion projects in Europe is just nothing short of but almost genius. And the fact that we are now bringing about 30 to 40,000 people to the campus every single day is just a testament to the fact that there's a lot more to come, and it's a promising future. We are a University of Luxembourg, but it's a university built in Luxembourg, but for the world. So I don't want to bore you a lot with the facts and figures, but basically this year we celebrate 20 years, and in the last 20 years, what we have done over the years is graduated about 14,000 people, which is now becoming one of the largest alumni networks here. And I think what you may find when you go out and talk to people on the booths, many of them actually are alumni from the university. So you always use this network whenever possible, whenever you're trying to find jobs, whenever you're trying to look for mentors. Yes, AI is coming. AI is there. It's not coming. And there are scary, there's a little bit of a scare, but always these people will guide you, because they are going to see things a lot before that you do. So what I've found always helped me in my own personal career, and I think it's something Zennials and millennials don't do enough, is find people who would mentor you, right? You cannot have all the knowledge in the world yourself, but find people, like not one, but 2, 3, 5 mentors, and ask them, can I talk to you 1 hour, in a quarter? And reach out to them and talk to them about whatever, doubts you have with AI or whatnot. And that's something I cannot urge you enough, that you need to go out and do that and find those people who you can talk to, and they can guide you in terms of how you can reshape your career. So if there's one thing you take out from the event today, it would be definitely like, look out for AI, look at where you can acquire the skills, but also most importantly, find people who can guide you in how to navigate this future that's coming up. Yes, we are among the top 4th, most international university in the world. We are ranked among the top 25. We have opportunities for students to go to more than 550 universities worldwide, and then these framework agreements allow us actually, and has led us to become the top 25 young university. We continue to climb rankings globally, and this is a testament to the fact of what outcome you guys have been producing at the university. So all our faculties actually now currently we have 6. In the next 1 year will become 8 faculties, because the university will actually integrate the Max Planck Institute as well as launch a new Center for Sustainable Environmental Systems. So this is actually a growing university, and the growth over the last 10 years has just been phenomenal, and that continues. I will skip that part. We are part of more than 1,000 ongoing research projects, and most interestingly, there's a lot of AI research happening at the university as well. So if at all you feel like you want to get more know-how on what's going on in the AI world, you can always come back and interact with your professors and other colleagues or your peers at the university and say, how are you going to tackle AI? What are the next frontiers that the university is going to tackle, and can I be part of it? It's as simple as that, trying to figure out what's happening in the research sector near you. And some of the already existing projects, which I don't know if you're aware of, but University of Luxembourg and Professor Pascal Bourre, who is now the Dean of the Engineering Faculty, has been part of the project of building one of the most powerful supercomputers in Luxembourg, which is going to play a big role in all the AI revolution and projects that Luxembourg wants to bring on forth. At the same time, also on the financial side, we have this chair of sustainable finance. We're also trying to figure out better ways to come up with new frontiers and new challenges, tackle new challenges in the whole financial sector as well. So I will not take more of your time. I think it's much more important that you hear and listen to all the people that are coming later. Thanks a lot for being part of this amazing event. I think it's a great investment in your future, and make sure you network and leverage all the people you can meet with today. Ask for some mentorship, ask for some support. If you have any doubts, feel free to reach out to us. Look up for other courses and programs at the university if you want to benefit out of this AI related generation. For example, just this 6 months we are doing Let's Talk AI. It's a talk series and a debate series, because people are actually very divided that will the revolution come and destroy everything, or it's going to create new things. So there are 3 more sessions still happening this year. So we're bringing in common public to actually talk to them about what is their perception about AI. And you can benefit out of it. We organize it in the city. So check out Let's Talk AI, and hope to see more of you there. But have a fantastic day here today. If you want to stretch your legs, do go out. And just one sign of warning. If you really want to know literally what it means to be blown away, just walk out of the steps behind, because it's a live demonstration of Bernoulli's effect. Okay, so look up Bernoulli's effect and then step outside from the back door, and you will see a live demonstration of how you are blown away. So have fun, enjoy the day. Thank you.
Thank you, Pranjul. It's always interesting to know more about the University of Luxembourg. Hi all, I'm Anamika. I'm doing my master's in entrepreneurship and innovation from University of Luxembourg. And now we are going to deep dive into Luxembourg financial services industry, its ecosystem of fintech, and how the current employment market looks like. Therefore, we are delighted to call on stage the General Secretary of Luxembourg for Finance, which is a development agency for the financial center, whose objective is to develop Luxembourg's financial service industry sustainably by putting qualitative growth, innovation, and stability at its core. Ladies and gentlemen, Ms. Lynn Robrecht. Did I spell it right finally?
Thank you so much for the kind introduction. Also, a very big thank you and to the incredible team of the LHoFT for organizing today's event and all the events they organize all the time to support the attraction of talent to Luxembourg. Now, let me start with a very basic question. How much money do you think there is in the world? Any wild guesses? A lot. That's a good start. 1,000 trillion. That means we go into the quadrillions. Any other guess? How much money there is in the world? Well, let me answer you. Yes? Ah, that's a very good question. What do you mean by money? And so let me show you this slide. I don't know if everybody sees all the numbers here. Oh, there is a little sign there. But right there at the left corner of the slide, you see 0.8. So this is a slide showing you trillions, and these are estimates at the end of 2002, based also of the appreciation of the dollar. But that 0.8 there in the left corner, that's crypto. That's crypto. The 8 trillion, that's tangible money. These are coins and banknotes that you have in your wallet and that circulate all over the world. The 84 trillions, that's what people and economists call M2 money. This is money that you have on your current account, on your saving account, that you invest in insurance products, and that is on a short-term or medium to long-term available. And then we can also look at household wealth. That's the 454 trillion. That's not only the financial assets, but these are also non-financial assets, such as your house or your mortgage or the car or the private debt that you're involved in. And then I'm not even talking about the assets of the corporates. I'm not even talking about the price that you would put on nature, biodiversity, our planet. And maybe also the price that we can put on human capital, the price of your intellectual capacity, the price of your brains. But just that's to show that there is a lot of money in circulation. And basically, it's a global flow. It's a flow that goes from investors to companies, from governments to schools, from, for example, husbands to wives, from wives to husbands to children, to ex-wives to ex-husbands. And so all that money is managed effectively in financial centers. And this is where it gets interesting, because a few decades ago, we could count the number of financial centers on our two hands. But now if you consult, for example, the Global Financial Center Index ranking, and you look at all the financial centers in the world, you will see that there are more than 120 of them. And financial centers is where all kinds of different activities come together. Bankers, insurers, asset managers, fintech companies, they all come together to manage that flow of money in an efficient way. However, there is a very important distinction to be made in financial centers. There are national ones, financial centers that basically support domestic economies, but there are also international ones. And these international financial centers, they make sure that investors can invest in companies at the other end of the world. These financials make sure that if you or me, when we move countries, we can take our insurance products along. And they also make sure that when you develop a new technology or you develop a new application, that technological solution also works in other countries and it does not stop at the border. Now, when we look at this slide, I don't know if you know that movie like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Now here we shrunk the world map and we really focus on what the top 3 financial centers are that are specialized in international finance, also based on the export of financial services, sorry. And now you see the top 3. First country, the US, second country, the UK, and the third country, not surprisingly maybe, or maybe a surprise to some of you, is Luxembourg. And this is where it really gets interesting for all of us, and especially for you, if you wish to work in finance and technology. Because technology cannot stop at the borders. And when you look, for example, right now, at all the financial actors here in Luxembourg, nearly all the international financial firms have a presence in Luxembourg. And do you know that also many of these international firms have their European headquarters here in Luxembourg? And all these firms are also supported thanks to the expertise of more than 65,000 people and also many other people that indirectly make sure that all these international financial firms can operate out of the country. And that doesn't only make us one of the leaders in the European Union in terms of financial services, but it also has made sure, for example, that we are now ranked #1 in terms of green financial center. That result was published only yesterday. So my message to you is make use of this presence of these international firms here in Luxembourg, because the financial sector needs talented people. And you will see that the speed of change is only getting faster, and Nazir also mentioned it before. But don't make this mistake that everything is only a matter of speed. Because now more than ever, your leadership skills and your social skills will need to make that fundamental bridge between the needs in terms of technology, but also the needs of the financial services sector and its clients. Fintech is not only a matter of developing a sexy application, because it's needless to say that actually the application that you are using on your phone to check the weather or buy a pizza is a very different application than you are using to check your bank account. And actually, when we talk about ordering pizza, do you know that some of the interesting financial milestones all get back to pizza? Because I have again a question. When do you think that the first online purchase was done? Any wild guess? So actually it goes together with the internet, so we can take it back to 1994. There was a guy that ordered a mushroom pizza and a pepperoni pizza at Pizza Hut, and it was, some say it's not really true, but it's widely said that that was the first online purchase in 1994. Ironically enough, 15 years later, 2008, there's another guy that orders pizza, not at Pizza Hut, but at Papa John's, and they buy 2 pizzas for 10,000 bitcoins. And if that pizza seller would have kept his bitcoins, based on the exchange rate of yesterday, he would now have about 326 million US dollars for his 2 pizzas. But now you can still wonder, so where should I grow my career? Well, it's a very interesting question to ask. I can't really answer it for you. You will have to answer it yourself. But at Luxembourg for Finance, we say that the wisest investment is in yourself. And investing in yourself will mean something very different for all of you, because some of you will look for a place with nice sushi and others will look for a place with nice pizza. But I can tell you that Luxembourg has both. We have nice sushi and we have nice pizza, but we also have a very good international financial environment and also a very good environment for technology. And choosing the right environment is also very important for your overall well-being. Because if you think that finance is only a matter of statistics and Excel sheets and numbers, then you're very wrong. Because finance is first and foremost something that is related to human behavior. It's a psychology of money. And if I go back to my flow at the beginning, the flow of money, the flow of all these trillions, it's human behavior that will determine whether investors buy or sell. It's human behavior that will determine whether you invest in green technology or not. And it's also human behavior that will determine whether you play it safe or whether you will take very big risks. So actually today you will hear from many people talking here, also from the companies that have grown their businesses here in Luxembourg, how they have been dealing with all these different dimensions of finance. And my true hope is that they will also inspire you, because our financial center here is much more international, much more dynamic, and much more surprising than you might think. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lynn. Hello, everyone. My name is Chakman Lam. I'm a student entrepreneur and currently pursuing my business degree at Ishak Brussels Management School. Last year I was the president at ANASAC, the Student Association for Business and Economics Students. This year I took on the role as the vice president. Today, we turn our focus and attention to the realm of fintech. It's a thriving space which creates interest in both technologists and entrepreneurs. Our next speaker is a dedicated executive who has made a significant impact in this ecosystem. He serves as the Deputy CEO at the Luxembourg House of Financial Technology. Everyone, please welcome Mr. Alex Panican.
Thank you, thank you. Wow, Lynn, so inspiring. I mean, you put the bar there. I didn't expect to talk about much, but mainly fintech. Does it work? Yes. So, good morning, everybody. So, show of hands. Who's from Luxembourg? Okay. Who's from Belgium? Oh. Who's from, good to see you. Who's from France? A few ones, okay. Germany? Okay. Netherlands? Yeah, 2. Did I miss any country? Romania? Yeah! Bună dimineața. Good. So my name is Alex. I'm Deputy CEO of the LHoFT. So the LHoFT is a foundation, public-private partnership between the government of Luxembourg and a few private institutions, mainly banks, insurance asset managers, tech firms, law firms, service providers. And we have one main mission. And the mission is to drive innovation in the financial industry. So we do it in many ways. One of those ways is to bring you guys here today and to help you interact with fintechs. Please stop being on your mobiles. For one side, if you want to be on your mobile, just one reason is to scan this code. Otherwise, you're gonna have to listen. I'm just gonna show you one slide, and that's it. And then I leave you. This is the fintech map of Luxembourg. There's a few logos missing. I know I have it every time. Alex, you forgot about my logo. But this is mainly the idea. And the idea is we have 4 big segments. The traditional one is the payment one. So all the big payment firms you might think of, they are usually based in Luxembourg. For multiple reasons, I will not go into it. The 3 other segments are very interesting because it shows you exactly related to what Lynn showed you on the financial side. So first of all, you have the fintech investment. So what's a fintech company? Yeah, you have to wake up. What's a fintech company? Yes, you. That's why you want to learn what's a fintech company. I understand. Who can explain what's a fintech company? What's your name? Jan. Jan, it's gonna be easier. Fintech, guys, wake up. That's a fintech, but a fintech. So usually those are companies active in the fund industry. So Lynn mentioned to you, we are the 2nd fund industry in the world after the US. And the idea is to have technological providers helping the fund industry being more efficient, if you want. So also on the investment side, who's investing here? Wow, not a few ones. Okay, okay, or maybe 20%. Who has crypto? Good, good. I hope all of you are gonna have crypto at the end of the day. No, I'm kidding. Lynn, don't quote me on that. Okay. Another segment that's very interesting and where we try to focus is the RegTech sector. What's a RegTech? Coming back to you. RegTech. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Why? Why is it important? I'm not talking about blockchain. I'm talking about RegTech. Why regulatory technology is important? Yes, yes, but regulation is a huge financial burden on financial institutions. A guess, how much in percentage from the cost, the IT cost of a bank goes to regulation? So on 100%, how much goes just to regulation? Yes? A third, meaning 33%. Who says more? Who says more? Okay, how much? We have a winner. It's 60%. So imagine you're a bank, 60% of your IT cost just to make sure that you don't go to jail and close your bank tomorrow. It's huge. So the idea is to have companies that help those financial institutions stay compliant and lower cost, be more efficient. So RegTech, it's a huge segment in Luxembourg. I think we have 32% of RegTechs in Europe. We have one of the, we're the RegTech center of Europe. The last one is blockchain, and I'm coming back what you said. Exactly. Blockchain makes a lot of sense in the financial industry. So everything, not just crypto, but tokenization, DLT in the fund. We have very good companies in Luxembourg, and we are the second, I think second or third country in Europe regarding blockchain companies after Switzerland. So that's it for the fintech map. There is 1/5 segments we are building right now. So if you are coming back in 2 years' time, you're going to be seeing a huge segment, which is what? AI? Maybe. I'm not sure we're going to get there, but no. It's sustainable finance. Lynn mentioned it. We are trying to be the leader in Europe, and I think we are going to get there very soon in sustainable finance, because you cannot build a sustainable planet without the financial side. So that's all for me. I wanted to be gloomy. I had so many bad news to tell you, but after the inspiring speech of Lynn, I cannot tell you that. Just know something. I have the best job in the world. I'm traveling all over the world, and what I'm seeing is amazing entrepreneurs from Asia to Africa. They are extremely hungry, and they are competing against us. Even if we don't believe that, even if you don't feel that, we are not competing against the world competes against us. So today, we're gonna give you the tools to be more competitive in your work, but also in your future. So please download the application. The idea is to interact as much as possible with the recruiters and the firms that are here. Please give them fair notes. Okay, it's important, because after that, you're gonna have a feedback on your notes, how you have to improve in your pitch when you try to get a job, okay? Guys, I leave the floor to the next speaker. He's gonna be introduced, okay? It's gonna be a bit more inspiring than me, but the idea today is really interact as much as possible with the people out here, okay? Thank you so much, bye-bye.
So, thank you, dear Alex, and the speech was a bit inspirational as well as energetic. Like you very much. Hi, guys. Good morning. Energetic. Good morning. Good morning. So, my name is Prashant, and I'm pursuing a master's in wealth management, going to be a future alumni by 2024. And I'm also the president of Indian Student Association in Luxembourg, and I'm also the council member representing Democratic Party in Luxembourg, and I'm a council member in the Zaandam community. So I welcome you all for the FinTech 2023, and I hope you guys enjoy it over here. So now I would like to welcome the person who is the powerhouse in the employment space in Luxembourg. He's a leader with 90 members in his team, and please welcome Mr. Laurent Posh over here on the stage, and huge applause for him, please.
Thanks a lot. Normally I hate to speak after Alex, but after Lynn and Alex, well, we could do some Netflix series together, maybe. So now, yeah, I will give you some figures about labor market in Luxembourg and what it is, why it is special and quite interesting for everyone. So I will go fastly through the slides because they are not that much interesting, but we start here. So what you see here is about the evolution since 2005 in the creation of employment in Luxembourg, which is quite a lot, and it happened fast. It's really increasing every year. But what is important to know is that between 2005 and 2022, we had not only at least one financial crisis. We had COVID. We have now wars. We had other crises. But still, you see how the creation of jobs in Luxembourg increased. And you see on the downside, it's a bit not so easy to see, but how it is for the average European Union country. So there's no country who comes anywhere near to us. So that means that Luxembourg, at least the labor market, is really impressively fast changing after crisis, before crisis, or constantly, in fact. What we see today is, as we are more focusing on job offers from finance and IT, well, we have around 2,000 openings for the moment, which is a number that is moving up and down every day. So about new creations and new positions and with new skills, like you see, sustainable green finance. And we also have to deal with digitalization and automation, which will not erase positions, but create new ones, create new skills that people must have. And what we really say is, there's always a place for everyone. But the major thing is to always stay in touch with the news that are coming, like ChatGPT or whatever it is, and always stay on the focus of upskilling and reskilling. Because we know it, everybody knows it for the last 100 years. You always have to upskill yourself, but it's now getting more and more popular in the medias. So, but still, it was always the same thing for the last 100 years. Education and skills. Well, in Luxembourg, if you take finance, it's mandatory English, French also. You have mostly bachelor or master degrees, which are what are asked. But still, if there is a significant experience or skills that companies are looking for, they often also say, okay, you maybe not have master, you have bachelor, and you have the skills that we are looking for, so we hire you. And that's really what we are here to say. Luxembourg is attracting people from all over the world, so also you. And we always need new students who are finishing their studies. We need new people from junior to senior profiles that we are looking in Luxembourg. The skills are most in demand. Well, there's nothing new, and I think everybody here in the room has these skills, but he has to think about how to use them maybe. And these are teamwork, adaptability, but also problem solving. I think problem solving is one of the skills most in demand in our labor market, because employers don't want to hire one person who asks the question, what should I do? And the second one to solve the problem. So that's simple. He will not pay two people if one is enough to solve the problem. The same in IT. Still, again, English is in Luxembourg really in the IT and financial sector mandatory. You can pass from one company to another. This sector is very good in any English language, but you can also go to different other sectors, because in Luxembourg, in any way, there's no company, maybe in crafts or in commerce, where you have the need of German, Luxembourgish. But for the rest, French and English is really the most in demand, languages. There again, you see, they're almost the same skills. Maybe there the skills are more focused on IT, on data, cybersecurity, architecture, cloud, and all this stuff. But it's too much to put everything on one slide. Yeah. Well, these are, we always can see on our figures what are the most in demand jobs. So the openings that have to be declared at the Public Employment Service. We know that we don't receive them all. Unfortunately, this should give us a better view about what is needed in the future, because all these figures that you saw until here are one piece in our talent attraction strategy in Luxembourg. So therefore, it's really important to get the most information possible from all over, also from the university, about new skills that are in the courses and everything. I think these are nothing new to you. And then maybe the most important thing for today, for me, work in Luxembourg. I think all of you are here because it's interesting maybe to work in Luxembourg, or you're interested to get a job in Luxembourg. I don't know where the slide comes from, but we have a web page which is called Work in Luxembourg. There we publish almost all our positions that are open to reach out to the world. Why? Because we know that, well, there's not everybody traveling right now to Luxembourg to have an appointment or an interview. Everything goes online. So we are focusing on this webpage as the main landing platform in Luxembourg, where people who are interested in working in Luxembourg get all the information together. So this webpage will also be connected to Luxembourg for Finance, to the LHoFT, to the whole ecosystems that exist in Luxembourg, so that everybody really gets the information that he's looking for. Oh, there was one before? Okay, there's no more there. What's interesting in Luxembourg? Open, dynamic, reliable. So these are the main words that we always use to describe Luxembourg, because it's true. It's secure in any way, in politics, in behavior around. And the most important for us is really this webpage right now. So now you can take out your phones and take a picture. It's special, nobody does it. No, you can immediately reach out to this platform, you can register yourself immediately, and you can, by one click, get in touch with an employer, even with employers that are out in the room. So you can even send your CV immediately now before getting out and say, okay, I already posted my CV. And this is not working. Ah, there is it. Okay, and then, in fact, a question that I'm always asking when I go to some fairs or everything is, what do you think? Is Luxembourg still worth it? Ah, finally, someone is awake. Yes, it's still worth it. We are still a small country, but we offer huge opportunities for everyone and for any kind of skills. And we are looking for you, maybe for this year, next year, who knows. But don't forget to go to the webpage and register yourself. And that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Lauren. And with that, we conclude the first chapter of this conference, allowing us to move to the second chapter. Have you ever wondered where the world of fintech is moving towards, or simply what was the first innovations that initiated in this space? We will dive into the world of blockchain, cryptocurrency technologies, and the future of finance. Together, we will look into some of the most impactful trends in financial services, some of those that have already disrupted the fintech services or are shaping the future of finance. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Arsham Mostani. I'm a AI researcher at University of Luxembourg, also a VC scholar and award winner from Luxembourg House of Fintech. Like my previous friends, I'm also hosting a part of this show, so allow me to introduce you to Ajinka. Please join us. Ajinka is the general counsel of Bitflyer, the world's largest Bitcoin exchange by volume. Their virtual currency exchange and marketplace provide customers with convenient and exciting ways to buy, sell, and spend Bitcoins. Their mission is to make the world simpler through blockchain. Ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you. Thank you. Starting with an exam. Great. How do I control the slides? Oh, great. Perfect. Thank you. How are you all doing? Fantastic. You know, I love the soundproofing in the room when I walked in. I was like, there's no echo. This is brilliant. Well, great to see you all here. We're going to talk about the sexiest part of fintech, right? Crypto assets, virtual currencies. Mika, Dora, I won't bore you with the regulations and legislations, but I will tell you what cryptocurrencies are, what blockchain tech is, and let's get straight into it. By the way, ask questions, as many as you want. Stop me anytime, no problem. This should be a dialogue, right? I don't want to just stand here and keep talking for 5 straight minutes. So let's get straight into it. What is Bitcoin? I think you've all heard of this by now. So firstly, Bitcoin is not the same as blockchain, right? I mean, you all know that by now. So blockchain is the underlying technology. Bitcoin is the token issued on the blockchain. And that's the first one. The first token that was issued on a blockchain is the Bitcoin. Now, the white paper was issued in 2008. There's a significance to that date. Who can tell me? 2008. Bullseye. Great financial crisis. Banks needed bailouts. Mortgage, subprime mortgage crisis that started in the States, spread across the world. Many people lost their jobs, myself included, not gonna lie. As a result of what happened, the Bitcoin, the blockchain system was developed. Why? Because the people who made it, and it's still not known exactly really who made it, the people who made it did not want a centralized administrator running the financial system. They wanted to decentralize it. They wanted the centralized banks to be out of the equation. If I've got 10,000 euros and I want to give you 10,000 euros, why do I need somebody else in between? That's the fundamental question. That is what's written in the white paper. Now, usually theses are pretty long. This one's only about 9 pages. Read it. It's very interesting. It really makes you think and makes you think about challenging the status quo. Why we do things a particular way. Why can't we change it? That's, for me, that's the fundamental of the blockchain and the Bitcoin. Now, moving on. So what is the blockchain itself? The technology itself is a distributed ledger system. What that means is that it's got multiple computers connected to a network that collectively decide whether a transaction should go ahead or not. And there are different ways of setting it up, of calibrating it. The Bitcoin version of this is set up for a proof of work, which is the majority of the computers need to agree on a certain outcome for that outcome to be added as a transaction. And if they don't, it's rejected. That's the fundamental of the Bitcoin blockchain. That's the fundamental of most blockchains. Now they've kind of evolved. They've gone from proof of work to proof of stake and so on and so forth, proof of history. But we'll kind of let that be for another day. So how does the Bitcoin blockchain work? So let's say person A wants to send tokens to person B. He puts that transaction in these group of computers. And if they agree that, okay, person A actually has that much money to give, fine. And then this address matches person B. All right, it all looks legit. Tick mark, and it goes through. Now, you're wondering, isn't that a central party? Well, in a way, yes, but it's not one party. It's multiple. And as of right now, the number of computers or computing power that's used for the Bitcoin blockchain, it's more than any of the big tech put together. So to be able to convert a yes into a no, you would need massive amounts of computing power, more than probably even exists on the planet at the time. That makes it very safe, very secure. Oh, thank you. And moving on. In the world of crypto, Bitcoin is still the largest cryptocurrency by market cap. It's more than the rest 20 combined. And there are two types of exchanges, a centralized exchange, which is like us, or a decentralized exchange. A centralized exchange is where you can come in, open an account, do your KYC, be usually regulated, and Bitflyer is super regulated. We are regulated in Japan, in Luxembourg, and the States. We've got our licenses from CSSF here, the New York Department for Financial Services in the States, and the Japanese Financial Services Authority in Tokyo. That's what makes us different. That's why Bitflyer is not like the guys who made the news headlines that people's money has gone missing. Now, that's what I just told you. Come and meet us. We're right outside. We're looking for interns, a couple of interns, one in finance and accounting. Don't expect this to be an easy internship, by the way. We are tough. And that's because I'm a lawyer and a former regulator myself, and my colleague is ex-Goldman Sachs, and we don't take things easy. We are very real, and this is the future. See you soon.
All right. Our upcoming speaker brings a wealth of knowledge to our discussion today. So with nearly a decade of experience in the field of blockchain and cybersecurity, She's the managing director at the Blockhouse Technology Limited. And in addition to that, she's also an adjunct professor at HEC Liège, Luxembourg. Let us welcome Ms. Petra Krizan, please.
Here we go. Okay, so good morning, everyone. Is it still morning? I hope it is. It is. So thank you for the kind introductions. My name is Petra, and as they've told, I'm running a branch of deep tech startup here in Luxembourg, which was founded in 2018 by scholars from Oxford University. And you could wonder what we actually do. We are trying to apply groundbreaking innovation in areas of cryptography and security to our technologies, which are empowering businesses and individuals with secure, user-friendly, and easily accessible products to manage digital assets and information. And today, we're gonna delve together into this interesting topic of understanding the impact of digital currencies on conventional financial systems, or explain a little bit further what are the CBDCs and how they differ from traditional finance. Okay, so what is a traditional finance? I suppose everyone already knows. So traditional finance has long been, and it still is, a backbone of entire global economical systems. It's relying on central banks to regulate financial policies and also to issue currencies, among other critical functions. With time-tested instruments like bonds, share, loans, or physical money, it offers a tangible sense of security and stability in some economies, of course. The role and the functions of central banks, as I mentioned before, is to bring monetary policies and also to issue the currency. And the cornerstone of this is the fiat money, which is declared by central banks as a legal tender. And it doesn't have any backing by any physical commodity. Its value is purely derived from the balance of demand and supply, from fiscal policies, governmental backing, reserves, exchange rates, and monetary policies. So what are the CBDCs and how CBDCs differ from traditional finance? So CBDCs are basically a digital equivalent to banknotes and coins. What is the difference? They have the backing with the traditional reserve banking as the let's say fiat money has, but it still offers something very different, which is the digital ease of transacting, which we have with cryptocurrencies. It doesn't come without any problems, of course, and it doesn't come without any benefits. So the potential benefits are efficiency, transparency, and the potential for financial inclusion, and also potential for disrupting and changing the financial world we know today. So in terms of adoption, currently we have over 100 central banks around the world which are studying the case of CBDCs. We have 11 countries in the world which already launched their respective CBDC projects or products, namely Nigeria, the most popular case. After that, we have Bahamas and some other Caribbean countries. For European territory, for European Union, currently we have digital euro in not the pilot, but the investigation phase. So it will start in November this year. So other differences. We currently have our money with traditional financial institutions as banks. What is drastically changing with the concept of CBDCs, that with CBDCs you will be able to hold your currencies and your funds with the central bank. So what is the result of that? We are removing intermediaries from the process. for some certain transactions, and we're making some transactions easier, especially cross-border remittances. So from all of this, let's say, digitalization in the process, we gain on the speed, and we have a better potential for resolving some problematic issues we already have in current financial systems, especially with the cross-border transfers. As I said, it doesn't come without any risks. So all of these benefits also have drawbacks. What is happening with our privacy? What is happening with our security? If we have a centralized system, like compared, for example, to cryptocurrencies, which are relying on distributed ledger technology or blockchains, which are distributed. Thank you. Here we have another problem that all of the systems are centralized and run by central banks. So we have a problem of single point of failure. So we have to really, really be cautious how they're going to be implemented in the terms of security and especially protecting consumer privacy. And to conclude, what will be the future impacts? As I said, there's a great potential for bigger financial inclusivity, especially for the economies who have problems running stable currencies. As I mentioned, there are big challenges we need to address. Some of them are in terms of lack still of legal framework regarding CBDCs, lack of proper technological infrastructure, and also lack or a problem regarding the adoption of technology and what are going to be the societal impacts of that, because not all of the population, the world population, knows how to use digital wallets and how to use them. Whether it's going to change the landscape or the shape of the financial industry we have today, whether it's going to force traditional banks to, let's say, modernize their traditional operations and how they attract and retain their customers. Let's see, will it be a coexistence? Will it be a stark competition? Or it will be a total replacement? Only time will tell.
So thank you, Ms. Petra. It was a very good knowledge, gaining like some good topics about blockchain and cryptos, which a lot of youngsters are taking up. That's nice to hear. And we are into the next session. We have the next speaker, who's Ivi Sajan from Tokeny, who is going to provide a detailed compliance infrastructure of companies and financial institutions to completely issue, transfer, and manage securities using blockchain technology, enabling them to improve asset liquidity. Tokeny is a leader in its field and was named Blockchain 50 by CB Insights. They are backed up by Euronext Group, Inavia, Mavex Group, etc., and K20 Fund. Ivi Sajan is an alumni of the University of Luxembourg who graduated with a master's degree in entrepreneurship and innovation. So please put your hands together and let's call her over here on the stage, please. Thank you.
Thank you. So welcome everybody. My name is Ivi. I'm the marketing manager at Tokeny, and this will be tokenization in 5 quick minutes. Okay? So yeah. So first I want you to imagine something. Imagine you own this wonderful piece of art. Yeah, I know, right? It's a catch. I mean, I wouldn't personally really hang this on my wall. Instead, maybe what would be more interesting is to try to gain a little bit of money with this. So you bring it home, you show it to some of your friends, and you're like, hey, do you want to buy my piece of art? Do you want to invest in it? It's a great investment. And before you know it, already 5 of your friends has told you, I want to invest. Okay, so now you're left with a problem because 5 of your friends want to buy this piece of art, and you cannot sell it 5 times. You cannot break it into pieces. So what are you going to do? The solution is to tokenize it. So first thing you're going to do is to issue a token. This means you're going to create a digital representation of the ownership rights of your artwork. And since now you have 5 friends, you're going to do 20% for each and every token. Right. Then it's time to permission the tokens, because maybe you just want to sell it, let's say, within Luxembourg, or there are certain rules you need to comply with in order to make this sale happen. You're going to embed these rules into your token using a smart contract. So this way you cannot just sell them randomly. You have to comply with certain rules. Then you're going to put your tokens on a blockchain, because, I mean, that makes it way more easier and better to manage the tokens, so it's for efficient management. And then it's time to transfer the tokens. This is when you're really going to give the tokens to your friends, they're going to give you some money, and the deal is done. Right. So this is a very, very simplified way of doing RWA tokenization, or it's also known as real-world asset tokenization. But you can also do this with real estate, as you think you will see this in the next presentation. And why does this matter? I mean, this is a very simplified case, but you can use the same technology in finance. And this is maybe a bit more interesting in the big scale. So if you, for example, look at private markets right now, they are very fragmented and pretty inefficient. And we think if you would apply the same technology of tokenization, you could make this way more efficient. Because right now, if you have, does this thing have a pointer? No. Okay. If you have your security in financial institution A and you want to move it to financial institution B, it takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, because people have to check, is the transaction good? Are all the rules in compliance? And that's why it takes, I think, 3 to 4 days to settle. And if you would use the blockchain technology and tokenize your securities, the settlement would be way easier. The management would be more efficient. And I think, yeah, for example, paper-based system, this is something we don't really need anymore, right? So this is actually exactly what we do at Tokeny. And to explain a little bit more into detail why this is interesting for financial institutions, it's because you can issue, manage, and transfer your securities in a compliant way at any time. Because with the artwork, there might not be that many rules that come into play. It might be a pretty simple transaction. But when it comes to big securities that you want to move from A to B, there's a lot of regulation that needs to be complied with. And if you would automate all of that, you can reduce the cost, you can reduce the time it takes to go from A to B. And I would say, I didn't write it down, but I would say it would even reduce the risk, because there's less human effort involved, right? On top of that, as financial institution, you're always in charge and in control of your securities, and the transferability, so moving from A to B, just goes way more fluent. And this is exactly what we do at Tokeny. We offer the tech to our clients and enable them to issue, manage, and distribute their tokens, always in a compliant manner and at any time. So if you have any questions about tokenization or about Tokeny in general, you can let me know. And if you want to know step by step what it looks like to tokenize, because as I said, this was very simple, scan the QR code, because we made a very comprehensive guide that gives you all the steps of the way. Thank you.
The next firm is revolutionizing the real estate market using blockchain technology. Democratizing is access for all. Experience the power of participative ownership with our next speaker, ladies and gentlemen. He's the co-founder and CEO of Block Home, and alumni of University of Luxembourg, Maron Altekli.
Thank you so much. Hi, everyone. Thank you for having us here first. I don't have so many slides. I don't like to use it. So I'm gonna make it super simple. So I have a question that I like to start my presentation with every time. Who owns real estate? Okay. Who thinks that he can or she can own real estate in the future in Luxembourg, for example? Wow, there's less. Okay, so would you allow me to restore hope that we still can own real estate? Can I? Let's start. So, traditionally in real estate, we have two options: 100% ownership or zero. And in the case of 100%, what's happening is that we go, if we have the money, we pay them, we put them in this real estate, and it becomes illiquid. And if we don't, we go to the bank and we get a loan. And then for the rest of our life, we have this burden, like more than 40% for the moment, or 50% of our household will go to this payment. And in the second case, which is my case, I rent a place. And at the end of each month, I always have the feeling that I'm throwing my money from the window. And today, we have tokenization that we can use as an enabling technology to change that. So thanks for explaining tokenization, so I can skip this part because I don't like to talk about the technology itself, because I believe that if we want to make changes, we need to stop talking about how it works and leave it for the experts like Tokeny, which are our partners, and we use their services to be able to do it, and we are going to focus on the benefits. So today, you can become an owner in Luxembourg, starting with just 1,000 euros. So you can go to our platform, within 10 minutes, you are going to be able to buy real estate. So what does it mean to become an owner with Blockhome? It means that you become a shareholder of the company that holds the building. So we fractionized the first building in Cessange in Luxembourg. Today there's more than 330 people that are owners in this building, and we are looking forward to acquire the second one soon. By owning this share, what we do is we take it and we represent it as a security token on the blockchain. So you can own this, and then you will be able in the future to just sell it whenever you want. And why it is important? It is important because today we are talking just about access to real estate. Tomorrow the subject is going to be access to housing. Everyone wants to own real estate. It's super nice, but everyone also needs a shelter. Everyone needs to access to a house. We need to live somewhere. There's a big difference between access to housing and access to real estate. If today we don't unite and try to build more, we are going to have a big problem, even in Luxembourg, starting from Luxembourg, I would say, that people that are going to come will not be able to access real estate or housing. But today, we are going to change this. Everyone can go to this platform, buy real estate. This is the future of real estate. Fractional ownership is the future of real estate. Today, save this date because it is the Fintech Recruits, but also that someone is talking about that in the future, fractional ownership is going to be the mainstream in real estate. So to just finish, what I'm gonna say is that you can join us. It's either for an internship or even to become owners in Luxembourg of real estate. So thank you very much for listening, and see you outside.
Check. Okay. Thanks so much, Marun. And we have financial inclusion startup Service Chain hopes to democratize access to blockchain and cryptocurrencies in Africa. So the launch of its first smart wallet. Our next speaker is the founder and CEO of Service Chain and adjunct professor at HEC LHoFT, Luxembourg. Please welcome Nyamke Kaume on the stage, please. Thank you.
Hello? Yes, you hear me all. Need the slides. It's fine, can manage. I can walk. I still have my BMW P. Hello, everyone. I'm happy to be here today. And I'm Nyamke, the founder of Service Chain. He's one of my co-founders here, just arrived. Welcome, Julien. And today I'm going to speak about what we do at Service Chain in a few minutes. Service Chain is a company created in Luxembourg. Our aim is to provide educational content to people and businesses so they will be able to better understand innovations like blockchain and their benefits. By doing that, we are trying to respond to a problem that we've noticed. We've seen that it's a catastrophe to see how people rush toward a new technology without understanding it. So we're like, wow, we can definitely like impact the digital payment landscape with blockchain. We can improve people's life. We can give them access to the new internet, and we still have roughly 95% of the world population who don't know that yet. How is it possible? How can you get them in? So we have to educate them. And this is what we started to do from Luxembourg. The thing is, by doing that, by providing this educational content, we came with an idea of pushing people to apply in the concrete world what we teach them. It's not just providing educational content, writing words, and giving words to people. We have to onboard them. And for that, we created Chorus. So Chorus is just a simple app that is promising to give an access to the Web3 and new digital economy in less than 5 minutes to anyone in the world. So by providing the educational content, we give you also the tools to do what we teach you. What is so special with Chorus? Simple. You just go to the store, tap Chorus, you download it, create an account. In less than 5 minutes, you have a blockchain account. You have an address on different public blockchain on which you will be able to store your digital identity, to store your assets. You'll be able also to own your digital assets online and whatever. And from that, you can interact with this new internet, use the blockchain, the public blockchain technologies and the networks to improve your payments. And you can even reach people who are doing business worldwide. When we created one of our first startups, which name is Cervico, yeah, you will see that I'm not that creative. This one is Cervico and the other one is Cervico. So when we created Cervico, we've noticed some problems that when we were working with some people internationally, like in places like in Africa, for example, some of them didn't have bank accounts, so they could not receive our payments properly. And one of our co-founders came and said, wow, the blockchain technology can help us on that. So maybe these people can receive money there. And I was like, okay, they can receive money. If we send them Bitcoin or whatever, how do they spend it there? And it was like, you have some businesses that have started to adopt the digital assets for payments and the much more. So why don't we go further and try to have some local partnerships? So there's people there will be able also to cash out the cryptos. And I was like, wow, this is huge. Because I'm originally from Ivory Coast, most of the people here are not using only cash. They use mobile money banking. So by connecting the Chorus app, which gives access to a blockchain account in less than 5 minutes, we can connect the people who are connected to the mobile money banking to the Web3 economy thanks to Chorus. So to access this new internet, you need Chorus, which is the simplest wallet worldwide today. And our vision with ServiceChain, we want, like, for us, we have a duty. It's up to us to educate people and onboard them on this new kind of economy that can make faster transactions, cheaper, and also create new opportunities on the new internet, like owning your NFTs or even selling some digital content as easy as possible. So we want it to be secure and inclusive for people, because today we have roughly 1.7 billion people worldwide who are struggling to have access to financial services. Do you think this is normal? I don't think it's normal. So this is why ServiceChain is working hard today to show people what are the benefits of the blockchain technology, which can change their life, and not only listening to, let's say, some players who are telling them that it can be dangerous and not secure enough for them. Because this is one of the reasons why you have countries like Nigeria and other countries getting up on this new economy, despite the fact that it's forbidden, because they need it. And we have to educate people about the benefits of this technology. And people need to get a Chorus app in the mobile phone, so they will have access as easy as possible and fast as possible to this new kind of economy, bringing to them opportunities. So together we are reshaping the payment landscape. I want my cousin Buba in Ivory Coast, who is doing so much business with a little bank account that doesn't work sometimes, to be able to sell worldwide. Because if you use Chorus, I will be able to send him money easily. He will be able to cash out there. thanks to the local mobile money agents. And we can do that worldwide in so many countries. We can develop people with this technology. We can change their life. They can make savings. They can have access to loans thanks to DeFi, which is decentralized finance. It's just our normal traditional finance, which is built on the blockchain. And many people don't know that they can have access to all their services today. But thanks to Chorus and what we are building with ServiceChain, we'll tell them the benefits they can have, and we'll give them the tool which is necessary for them to interact with this technology. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. Our next speaker is a co-founder and the head of finance at Moneyflow. This platform is committed to transparency, which allows the individuals to align their values while also striving for a financially and environmentally more sustainable future. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ms. Ala Presenti.
Hello, everyone. I know I'm the only one, and I'm probably between your lunch break, but I promise to make the next 5 minutes really interesting for you. Anthony, would you help me with the presentation? I mean, I can talk without the presentation as well, but it would be nicer to, not this one, this one. So I am here today to talk about Moneyflow, about our company, but before that, I want to have a brief introduction about one topic very close to my heart, which is not man, but sustainable finance. This picture I found is very representative about the situation where we, all of us, found today. We are stuck in an unhappy relationship with the traditional finance, but we have to be there for various reasons we cannot escape. But all of us, we are trying to look or admire the sexy, appealing, sustainable finance. And what I link directly with the sustainable finance is sustainable investing. That's why I want to talk to you about the rise of sustainable investing, why it is important. Because finance obviously is directly linked with the money, and money have the power to channel in good or bad ways your proceeds. So basically your money have the power to make an impact, a good or a bad impact. So that's why it's very important that we understand the power money have, and we have the tools, we have the information to channel those money towards a good practices and to make a positive difference in the world. It's very interesting because the sustainable finance is not new. It's there for more than 20 years. And in the past, this was something more associated with professionals, with institutional investors. But nowadays, we see this shift in the retail investors or even consumers. They do care the impact their money have. They want to know where their money goes. They want to understand what is the impact their financial choices make, even if you buy your clothes or you buy a coffee or you buy your cryptocurrencies or you make an investment. And now the question is, why do you need to care? Why the next generation of leaders need to care? You might be wondering, okay, maybe you're not in finance, why do I need to care about finance? Well, you should do care because we all see at the global level an economic shift. All the companies, most of the companies shift towards sustainable practices, they adapt, and the future is surely centered around environmental, social, and governance known as ESG practices. So in order for you to secure a job in the economy of tomorrow, you need to understand sustainable finance and, of course, sustainable investing. It's also important for you to understand that you can create, as I said earlier, with your choices. And I'm not talking only about investments, but any money you spend, you can create an impact. So it's very, very important to understand that the money works not only for you, but also for a better world. And it's also, last but not least, for us, it's very important that your financial choices are aligned with your values. And how can you align your financial choices with your values? Only when you have the information. And this is actually what we are trying to do at Moneyflow. Before that's the last one. So, because my colleagues are talking about sustainable finance and blockchain, this is a very, very short introduction to tell you that we are the first company in Luxembourg regulated by the CSSF to have digital custody on blockchain. And I just wanted to present you quickly a real case. So this is a real case scenario of a company which is regulated and uses blockchain, and how blockchain can help sustainable investing. By using the blockchain technology, we did something very simple. We re-engineered the traditional way of investing, and we made it accessible to any retail investor. And by using this amazing technology, we could combine financial growth with cost efficiency, with increased security, and we created a solution for any retail investor who cares about their money, which is faster, is cheaper, is more secure, more transparent, and obviously accessible to anyone. We try to remove the barriers which were before put only for professional investors, and now we open the world of investment funds to anyone there who cares about their money. So I'm here to introduce you Moneyflow. This is our app. Moneyflow is an investment platform which allows anyone to make sustainable investments in line with their values for a better future, for the planet, and for our humanity. How that works? In a very simple way, by the raise of the hand, how many of you are investing? Traditional finance, I'm not judging, it's fine. Okay. You all know that any investment app or tool, or even your advisor's broker bank, they would show you some financial information. So every time you want to make an investment, you have the financial information, historical performance, and so on and so forth. What makes us different is that we want to give you the data so you understand where your money goes and you can align your investments with your values. So for now, we offer two solutions. One is to make an impact investing by choosing any of the 16 UN SDGs that we have, so you can choose what matters, what is close to your heart, and you see how much of your portfolio is aligned with one of those sustainable investment goals. And then we have another methodology with exclusion. So basically, if you want to avoid any particular theme, so for example, you don't want to invest in anything that has to do with alcohol production or gambling or cannabis, you just filter out and you make sure that your investments, your money don't go in any of those industries. So as I said, I will trying to make it very simple for you. We believe that sustainability means different things to different people, and people should have the choice and they should have the information, and more important, they need to understand the impact their money have. And the only way to understand that is to have more platforms, more tools, more solutions, not only us. I wish I would see more people offering this type of information, no matter what is the service behind, so anyone can really understand where their money goes. How our platform works, it's very simple. It is a mobile app, very intuitive. You can create an account, you go, you filter, you select whatever makes sense for you, what you like. We don't tell you anything, we just give you the data, we give you the freedom, and we believe that anyone should make investments based on their principles and values. You can also evaluate, so you always can see the progress, financial and non-financial performance and growth of the portfolio. And obviously also have a learning platform, because our platform is designed to be accessible and suitable for anyone, no matter how much experience they had in investing before. So it's anyone from the beginner for very experienced. We try to offer information about investing and about sustainable investing as well. So that was it. This was me. This was Moneyflow. And if you want to make your money matter, I invite you to follow us on Instagram. Our marketing team is doing an amazing job to post a lot of content, educational content about sustainable investing. And check us on moneyflow.com. And I'll be there outside if you want to have a discussion. I'm happy to talk about it anytime and connect with anyone. Wish you a great day. Thank you very much.
Want to see whether you've paid attention. All I need you to do is take out your iPhone or QR code, scan the QR code. I also want to mention that this is sponsored by and 9, 7, 6, 5, 3, 2. At him, he's 3, 2, 1. There you go. Let's go over to the first question. It's a very easy one. Very to ease you guys in. What is the underlying technology behind Bitcoin? That's your first point. Question 2. What is the process of which new Bitcoins are created and transactions are added to the blockchain? Your score will also be determined by the speed of which you decide to take. I'm closing in 3, 2, 1. Question. And we have a Samuel Tavernier, Vlad, Raul, Pramod. Congratulations for scoring the first 2 quizzes. Now let's go over to the next question. What is the total supply limit of Bitcoin? You got 10 seconds. Speed matters. Matters. 5, 4. Don't forget to send in. Click on send, otherwise it won't count. 3, 2, 1. Oh, Spardan is laughing. It's too easy for you. What is this? Go. No limit. Okay. Question 4. What does the acronym CBDC stand for? You got 8 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. 46%. Correct. Question 6. Which country became the first to authorize launch of nationwide CBDC in 2020? You got 8 seconds. Let's go, guys. Matters. Don't forget to push send. Getting closer to the end. 10 is the right answer. Congratulations. What is one of the primary motivations for central banks to develop? Got 8 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Right one. Patience. What is the primary advantage of integrating available investment funds? This would be the point. A 3 point right there. Ashram, you gave up. Which of the following best describes the intersection of investment and blockchain in the context of our discussion? Seconds. Which term best represents investments that align with ethical values, eco growth, and have long investment to the banking system? No. Two more. Why is tokenization interesting? Or because they will have seconds. Those does RWA stand for? 8 seconds. Have to put on send. 3, 2, 1. If digital asset tokenization would be globally applied, this would not lead to more financial inclusion. 3, 2, 1. And the winner will be announced to you at 3 p.m. this afternoon. So stay tuned, and you have to come back afterwards. Arshan, please take it.
Hello again, everyone. Now that we have explored a bit cryptocurrencies and other technologies related to fintech, this is the time for us to dive into the realm of AI. Finally, my favorite part. In the next 40 minutes, we are going to learn how AI is bringing innovation, effectiveness, and agility into financial services. The new wave of AI services that are provided, similar to generative models, ChatGPT, and so on, are raising the expectations a lot. Now, what we want to see is that how they are really helping with the finance industry. Now, picture this. AI can really go beyond modeling the future of financial markets. What it can do is that it can help us generate future possible trajectories of the market and market conditions. And this can help us to have a way more sophisticated understanding of the future of financial markets. If I want to tell you in detail, what we can do is that we can consider all these possible future trajectories and do unparalleled stress checks for our financial models. And at the same time, we can also check the risk management strategies that we have in a way that we could never do before. All these opportunities can be provided for the institutes which are agile enough to use these technologies, adopt them, and get the best benefit possible out of them. Speaking of innovation and AI, let me introduce you to our next speaker. He is the Director of Innovation and Digital at Deloitte, leading a group of 2,400 professionals, and also leading the Tax Digital Factory. Ladies and gentlemen, Fateh Armoun, please.
Hello. Hello. So I have a few questions for you. Who used ChatGPT? Can you raise your hand? Okay. Who use other than ChatGPT, like text to videos, newsletter, podcast? So, okay, so a lot of people. So who not using it? Yeah, that's so. The question is, are you excited or are you scared? So who are excited? Just raise your hand. By this, okay, and who is scared by this technology? Who doesn't care? Okay, so basically, if you work in art creation or funeral services or sport outdoor, you don't care, it's okay. All the rest, it's really important. Basically, there's a really new wave of disruption is coming, and you know, those tools start to have, you know, probability sentence. You saw it many times. So AI will not replace you. So don't be scared. But someone that will use the AI will replace you. And we start to have numbers, real numbers. So basically, we can do tasks 25% more quickly. So it's a study by BCG, but a lot of other companies are doing the same study, and over again, we see productivity gain. And it is just the beginning. So you have to care. So the most important is to care. Either you're scared or you're excited, but you have to care. for the economy point of view, it's huge. We expect a lot of revenue, mostly generated by productivity. We talk about 30 trillion. Trillion, it's 1,000 billion. So imagine the value that it will add. And GenAI alone will bring 2 to 4 trillion. So very, very important numbers. And a lot of your activity that you currently or you will do in tomorrow will be affected. So basically, no activity are immune to this new wave. You really have to understand how those new technology will impact your work, because in the coming 2 to 3 years, the job that you currently apply will change. It won't be the same than 2 or 3 years ago. So be ready. So that's really the comment. But you probably know, and I saw some people using other things than ChatGPT. ChatGPT is not alone. You know, we have text to text, we have text to video, we have text to image. The developer can use the text to code, and even text to specialize when they use it to create new molecules. So it's really huge. I don't know if you're aware about the origin, but it's come from Google in 2017 that created the transformers that changed the way to do predictive text to text. So they use context, and it's much more powerful, and it really generates a new wave of technology. But, and there is a but, of course, it's not a search engine, ChatGPT. I hope that you don't use it as a search engine. It's a pattern recognition, basically. It's statistic. So you have to be really careful when you use it, because there's a lot of things, there's a lot of risk and limitation. You have bias because it takes data that are taken from internet, and we don't control what was there. It can have ethical use. We can have hallucination. We have malicious behavior, missing context, privacy. There's a lot of challenges. So it's just a tool. It's not the solution to everything. So always when you use it, be careful, be knowledgeable. That's why it won't replace you, because you need to have the understanding of how it works to better use it. And all those limitations also are a way to new type of work that will raise. So just to talk about Deloitte, you probably know Deloitte, I'm sure. Who doesn't know Deloitte? Okay, you all know, but you know that we do something else than tax and audit. Huh? We do a lot of things, and you have to understand that for us it's critical. We are both excited and both scared by it, but we care and we invest a lot of energy to make our people and our clients ready for this new wave. So we address a lot of dimensions, not only technology. We talk about ethics, we talk about legal, we talk about productivity, the future of work. There's a lot of dimensions that artificial intelligence encompasses. It's not only technology. That you have to have this in mind, that there's a new opportunity that's coming up, and you have to be aware and find your niche and understand how this technology can help you in your future. And that's it. We have a stand. If you want to discuss about what you can do at Deloitte, we're hiring a lot of people. I think that just in Luxembourg, we hire 1,000 people per year. At the global scale, we have 405,000 people. We hire all the profile. We are very diverse. We do risk, we do audit, we do cloud, we do data and AI, we do technology. So if you are interested by a company that are super diverse, don't hesitate to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So presenting to you now, we have a, sorry about that. Presenting to you now, we have a distinguished figure in the world of big data and blockchain. as the head of, as the head of digital trust solutions at Proximus, he brings with him his vast knowledges, experiences, and insights. So for our next presentation, let us welcome Mr. Frank Rössig, please.
Thanks for the kind introductions. Nice meeting you. Hi, all. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Okay. I'm going to talk about Gen AI and how you could contribute to it. This is similar graph to what we've seen. So Gen AI is different from the other AI. Historically, AI was kind of giving you predictions. Now it's creating something or co-creating with you. So it's all about augmented co-creation, meaning it's going to augment the way you work. It has different impacts in finance in all the fields. As we just said, it has huge impacts to be expected. And the first exercise very often when you sit down and work on such a project is to think about the impact it has, because AI or technology is nothing without impact, right? That's how you play this game. So I will start basically with the importance of data, cloud, and security. So if you're into AI, what matters is first that you get data. So, and I'll come to that a bit later, there are many jobs around getting the right data, curating it, and making it work for you. I mean, you see the data quantity that has augmented in the world, it's getting huge. Then you get this into different systems, a data lake, a data warehouse, or even edge systems. And then you need to orchestrate that data somewhere, right? On-prem, or increasingly in data centers. In Luxembourg, we're very famous for tier 4 data centers that are, you know, connected via very fast connections to the world. And cloud, this is a big word, right? That's where you put data. And also, you may have heard there's a big announcement actually. As Proximus, we have a contract with Google. They're giving us the full tech stack, the keys. They're training people here in Europe. It's going to be the first Google technology operated entirely by Europeans. Okay, unique training on one of the best techs out there, meaning you're compliant with a lot of regulation. And this is the base you need to actually operate AI. It needs calculation power, else it doesn't work. From there you go and you get data, and you need to realize when you get data it's raw. So you need somehow to structure it, decide to modify it, what do you need, what you don't need, what's wrong, what's maybe gapped, you know. That's also part of the process. You don't call this data curating or preparating. And then you sample your data in different buckets, basically, right? So, but the other thing that's really important is that AI is always about more than just AI. You have this cycle here that you see is, okay, you run a model with data, with the training data I showed you before, you evaluate, you tune, and basically confirm it works. But that's only a small piece of the puzzle. You actually have users down there that are going to do something with the data, and that's very often that's being forgotten, right? And that also have an impact in terms of competence you need around general AI, which is not only about data science or these kind of things. And that's actually the key slide I want to show you. I mean, if I look at my history, traditionally I was a banker. New York, London, Frankfurt, traditional bank. Then I evolved to 2 startup banks, one in Luxembourg and one in London. And that's where I became digital. Why? Because the only solution to my problems was the person I saw in the mirror every morning, right? And in the end, I decided to go full tech, right? And at Proximus, we're a telco operator. We actually decided we want to go extremely tech too. So what I'm showing to you, if you have an AI project, you need domain experts, right? If you work in the medical and the financial field with people, if you don't know what the problems are in finance, AI is going to be worthless. So you need people who understand what finance is. You need UX designers. Again, if the users basically don't know how to use the technology or it's not intuitive, you know it yourself, right? You're not going to use it, okay? You need software developers. That's more classic. You need somebody that has expertise in hardware and cloud. As I told you, that's where you need to run the stuff, right? Cybersecurity, super important. I mean, am I going to play with the AI if my data is not safe? Nobody's going to share stuff with you if you can't convey that there's safety out there, right? Business analysts, super important. This is often the link between the domain expert and the data scientist and software developers who are going to implement something. Super important job, right? Okay, basic data scientists, data engineers, you know that's legal and compliance, super important too. They got to vet that this actually is going to work from a legal perspective. You have heard maybe about, you know, the AI Act that Europe is pushing right now, so that has an impact here too. Clients and users, don't underestimate. You need to interact with a lot of people outside, and you need to do it fast, that they validate actually that they need what you're doing, right? That this corresponds to a requirement pain point, and you need a sponsor. So what I want to convey to you today is there are plenty of jobs around AI that are not pure coding and data science. And they're as important as the data science, else nobody is going to use it, right? Think about it. And that should be a door opener for you. So with that, I kept it really short and crisp. We are looking for people who are tech savvy. We are looking for people who basically can make a junction between technology and the end user. It's a value chain. So if you're interested, the best way is to contact us online. We are working on use cases that go from, you know, scanning prospectuses, RegTech, and so on. And actually, coming back to what Alex said before, he talked about fund tech. We are thinking what's important is fun tech, okay? That's really what makes us work so well. Thank you so much for your time, and get in touch if you want to know more what we're doing. Thank you.
So thanks a lot, Mr. Frank. It was interesting. So I would be calling a person, so let me brief in that. He's a machine learning scientist at Nextgate Tech, a Luxembourg-based fintech scale-up, providing data management as a service for the financial industry, and is passionate about real-world applications of machine learning. Having won a Kaggle analytics competition in 2020, he is also a fervent public speaker and debater. Having reached the semifinals of the French Debating Association tournament in 2018, ladies and gentlemen, please feel free to welcome our new guest, Mr. Michel, please, on the stage. Thank you.
So good morning, or even maybe good afternoon, everyone now. Let's talk about, indeed, continue to talk about generative AI, but this time we will try to go deeper in the use of generative AI in the asset management industry. And more precisely, how generative AI will be driving change in this industry. So I also began with a quote that is actually similar to the one of Faré, which is that AI seems unlikely to automate many entire jobs, but it does have significant potential to automate many tasks involved in those jobs. So now the question is, what are the tasks that can be automated and how? I will try to focus, given the time that we have, on three main axes of discussion. The first one being one axis that has been already mentioned, the possibility to brainstorm with generative AI, like ChatGPT, for instance. The second one being to leverage alternative data sources, not only to leverage financial data in asset management, but also image data, text data, audio, video, etc. And the third one being that when doing asset management, but when doing machine learning with whatever kind of data, you need to ensure the highest data quality. Why? Because there is more and more false information currently that is growing. And if you put low quality data or wrong data into your machine learning model, then of course the result that you will get will be incorrect. On the first aspect of brainstorming with the AI, so you know that ChatGPT has been trained of billions of information. It has basically been trained on the entire internet until September 21, until more recently, maybe now. And we can simply start actually our investigation by asking ChatGPT what sources of alternative data to use for investing in Luxembourg company. You know also that ChatGPT probably provides a very long answer. I try to summarize here the main aspects of the answer and to make the link with the different kind of data that we can use in asset management. For instance, we can use image data, that's satellite images, so that we can analyze the activity around specific locations to take investment decisions based on the activity around specific companies. We can also use text data, social media, news feeds. We can perform what we call sentiment analysis to see if the sentiment regarding a specific company is positive or negative. We can use news feeds. We can detect major events from the news feeds. And the idea with all this alternative data, we have also tabular data such as credit data. And we have what we call multimodal data, which is actually a combination of image data, text data, and many other kinds of data. Why to leverage alternative data? Because in asset management, you need to be a first mover. You need to make your investment decision before others so that you can benefit and make a profit from your investment. And why using alternative data rather than tabular data? It's because since the beginning of the year, the end of last year, we have those models like large language models, or what we even call now large multimodal models, that are able to process whatever kind of data. Until recently and still now, it's easy for everyone in the finance industry to do AI on tabular data, to use the past prices, to do some moving averages, or even more complex stuff to predict the evolution of the prices. But you will get no competitive advantage if you only rely on that kind of data and on those models. If you want to remain competitive, now you need to use advanced models such as large multimodal models, whose idea is summarized in that image. So of course it's more complex than that, but the idea is that whatever the kind of data that you put into your model, you need to be able to find the transformation to convert your data into numerical data, so that you can find similarities between the different sources of data that you will give to your model. Here, for instance, we give a text, we give an image, and the idea is that we convert into the same numbers so that we find similarities. And then when you think about millions of data points, billions of data points, you can make links between thousands of events that occur in the world, and you can take investment decisions by making those links with generative models. One example of more precise use of a large language model in the asset management industry is what we call company similarity using large language models. So meaning that you will use company reportings to analyze the sectors of activity of specific companies. You can even have a very precise breakdown of the different sectors of activities. And then you can, for instance, perform, as you see on the right, clustering so that you can find companies having similar profiles and base your investment and take investment decisions based on up-to-date information. Here also, why using alternative data and generative model instead of financial data, traditional models? It's because the alternative data is generally much more granular and comes before the impacts of this data reflects in the price. When companies announce their results, it comes with reports, and then it has an impact on the prices. But if you are able to process the data from the company filings before, again, you can take your investment decision before, and you can get up-to-date information almost in real time. Finally, the third point is about the data quality. As I said previously, low quality data always lead into low quality results. You cannot get results of a computation correct if the data that is at the starting point of your computation is wrong. And what we can also do, so it's not especially in that case using generative models, but before training your generative model with data, you need to ensure the highest data quality that you will put into your generative model. This is done, for instance, with approaches that we call outlier detection. And here in that case, if we take still the example of the company clustering, you can identify, actually, you have clusters on the horizontal axis, and you can identify with the red dots companies that have really different profiles from other similar companies. You will be training your outlier detection model on a daily basis, so that you can identify if a company behavior begins to diverge from the other similar companies, so that again, you can run your previous generative model, you can redo your company clustering, and you can have up-to-date information for performing your investment decisions. And the last slide, as we are actually in a Fintech Recruit event, right? We will try to take a step back and to think how we can also use generative AI on your daily basis, on your learning trajectory. The first takeaway is to learn AI with AI. So as you know, ChatGPT is able to do a lot of things, even text summarization. You cannot keep up with hundreds now of, if not thousands maybe, of machine learning papers that are published on a daily basis. If you want really to get to the point quickly, you need to use AI actually to do text summarization, to get the key elements of the papers that you are reading so that you can keep up to date. The second is efficiency, smart laziness. Again, big models that are able to do amazing things. If you are facing a problem, I think there is a very low probability that you are the first one to face this problem, and there is already probably a model that already solves your problem, but also the data sources that you can start from to have a first version of your model. And the last one, which is actually the most important in what we do in our company at NextGate Tech, which is that we ensure the highest data quality for our client to perform their financial oversight of investment fund. Garbage in, garbage out. If low quality data is provided to a model, you will get low quality results. And I would finish with this question. Would ChatGPT be a great philosopher if it was trained on Twitter discussion? Thank you for your attention.
Good afternoon. I hope you all are not tired because we have more knowledge grabbing to do now with our next firm, which comes with an end-to-end solution to increase email productivity, automate email composition, and trigger automatic actions in databases. Our next speaker are Marcela Marinovic and Elena Kochlev from award-winning Email Tree.
Hi guys, my name is Marcela. Oh, thanks. We're gonna do this into today, so make it more dynamic and for sure short so you can join your lunch break. I'm a senior product manager. I work also as a product owner. Startup has many hats that you have to wear. And I work in Email Tree AI. We're established in 2019, so it doesn't make us a startup anymore, more as a scale-up. And it's a solution that helps you with multiple requests that you get, either a customer service or, I mean, all of us get emails, right? Just to give you a little glimpse without having a real demo, imagine your inbox in the morning and all your emails are actually having preview of the prepared answers. They're already based on your previous conversation because we're using machine learning and AI. You can control either you check it or you just automatically let it go. Imagine everything being classified, dispatched with your different departments. You can see SLA, you can see the sentiment, and that's the Email Tree AI as we know today. However, last year we got a pink elephant in the room called ChatGPT, which I personally find very elevating and use it daily. And this was a critical moment for us to say, what do we do next? I think that it's not enough just to go with your customers' requests. You have to think about humanity as a big picture. So I prepared this. I was trying to find some philosophical thing to dig deeper into numbers, but not go with all of them. But you can see that today in the world, the knowledge will be doubling every 12 hours. This also applies on the companies because it's really hard for anyone to know everything about their company internally because we have regulations, we have complexity and innovation. I know that ChatGPT-4 was trained on 2 trillion words, so it would take a couple of lifetimes to know all of that. Oh, so I think it's 30% time that we spend to reply to our emails, and when you add the internal documentation, it climbs up almost to 50% of your time. And that's usually in the morning when you're the most productive and before you actually start your daily work. Hi, thanks. So here you see the numbers because it was predicted that technology will help us share the knowledge and be 20 to 25% increased in the future. However, this study comes from 2012. So that was 12 years ago. Imagine, then we didn't have any knowledge about ChatGPT, how much this can improve. So now, with like AI solutions, also such as Email Tree AI, you can save up to 60 to 70% of your time and increase productivity. So just to keep it very, very short, I'm happy to be here today, and it was really interesting also for me to listen the previous friends and colleagues here. And I think that AI, ChatGPT or email tree, it's a tool that we have to shape, because later on it's going to shape us. And it's much more than just being afraid of a dystopian dream. It's also about how do you move humanity above. I will let my colleague Elena take over from going a bit into the old email tree.
Hello, everybody. Very nice to see you today, to meet you. So I will also keep it short, just at a very high level, to explain what we do exactly and what are the challenges mainly that we address with our customers. So we have already long-time customers. We have experience with them in many industries, both in the public sector and in the private sector. And we've come along some challenges that are really common to everybody. And especially in the finance industry, where we think a lot and we focus a lot on the data security aspect. So as you see here, we have a few examples. There could be internal challenges for companies. There could be external ones. When it comes to the internal ones, as an example, how do you manage an email overload? Because especially after the pandemic, the email channel grew a lot, and the type of the message requests in general. Or how do you detect phishing attacks or fraud? So these would be internal ones. But when it comes to the external environments, especially for the use of AI and generative AI also, the first thing that comes to the customer's mind is, how do I protect my data? And you've heard our fellow presenters today speaking a lot about this. Is one of the main concerns. How do you make sure that the data stays in a secure environment, stays protected? At the same time, how do you make sure that you are compliant with the data law? How can you secure your sources of information? This would be another challenge. So for this, we do have multiple solutions at Email Tree. I will explain to you briefly our main solution, which is the web platform. It centralizes all of the features that we've developed based on our customers' feedback. When it comes to email mainly, so you know we're called Email Tree, but we also developed a lot on other sides of the channels. So we are present now in the chat channel, social media, SMS. We have now a partnership with a chatbot company that we will talk to you about very soon. So we'll share more information about that. When it comes to the benefits that you could have with such a solution that uses their own AI models that they do not share between their customers, but also who integrated ChatGPT for very specific tasks on the platform. The first benefit is the installation on-prem. So always think about where the data is stored and how you protect it. By installing on-premises for our customers, we make sure that the data stays enclosed and that we respond to their requests when it comes to security. The other important factor is the multilingual aspect. So international companies can use their own preferred languages on the same collaborative account, and they can share the knowledge base between each other, which means that if I'm part of a team who uses Email Tree, anything that I do will help and impact my colleagues. And this knowledge base is not only the history of previous emails, it could also be templates, frequently asked questions, macros that companies use, and also internal documentation. So we gather everything in one place, we bring everybody in the same place so that we can work together as a team. And there are a few more benefits here that you can see. This knowledge base can be used in multiple channels. We communicate with the customers' platforms so that we really bring new layers of automation on top of what we are able to do internally. And we have proven KPI. So we have along the way measured our performances especially when it comes to the AI part, just to see how efficient the platform is. And we have a few examples here, just to give you an idea of what is achievable with the help of AI, as long as you know how to use it and you keep it in a controlled space. We have reached an 80% improvement in average resolution time per email. And it's true that these examples are really focusing on the email channel. Also, so this translates to 1 minute per email, and this is in a customer service company, which distributes software products like Bitdefender, cybersecurity products. Also, 95% accuracy in email classification, because we do classify, so we get rid of the pollution in the inbox, and at the same time we propose replies based on that knowledge base. There are a lot of things that we can do with AI. So all this to say that as long as you know exactly what you want to use it for, and you know what data you need to feed the system so that it stays correct, structured, then you can only benefit from it. Thank you very much.
Good. So now, before lunch break, we want to last 25 minutes. And this one is sponsored by none other than about to start seconds. I'd like you to take out your phone and 7, 5, 4, 3. You guys aren't in it? Does it work? First question, artificial intelligence. By human intelligence. A, B, or C. 5 seconds.